You might not want to hear this, but the clock is ticking. Those of us who are holding crypto right now just have a few months left to make the most of this cycle. Now, I'm not saying that to cause panic, but it's the path we're headed down if we're following the classic 4-year crypto cycle. But the big question is, are we still following that same cycle? Once we start to look at the data, things are definitely lining up so far, but some of the recent crypto news we've been seeing is completely unprecedented. Who knows what catalyst could end up throwing things off, but the best thing to do is to keep yourself ahead of all the news and updates in this rapidly changing crypto world. And that's what I'm here for. As usual, first we need to look at what's going on with Bitcoin. At the end of June, Bitcoin had its strongest quarterly close of all time. Yes, all time. Not just some nice bounce or local high. And if you've been in the space long enough, you know what that usually sets up for. When Bitcoin closes strong at the end of a quarter, the market tends to react big in the following months. And this time around, it's not just technicals pointing that way. It's the macro, narratives, capital rotation, and a ton else. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The altcoin market has barely moved. Sure, some of the large caps have seen small recoveries, but if you really zoom out, most altcoins are still sitting way below their highs, and many are lagging far behind what we'd expect at this stage of the cycle. I know it might sound bearish, but it could actually be the setup we've been waiting for. Because in every major cycle, Bitcoin moves first and alts come flying in after. That's because of how liquidity trickles down. Let me explain. This picture right here is the classic path to alt season. It's a pattern we've seen in every crypto bull cycle, where capital flows from Bitcoin into other parts of the market. It starts with phase 1, where money first flows into BTC, causing it to surge in price as investors seek safety and liquidity. Investors have extra cash, but aren't ready to dive into some of the riskier plays yet, so they'll start with the largest asset, Bitcoin. As Bitcoin rallies, phase 2 begins. Ethereum starts outperforming BTC in what's known as the flippening. The reason for this is simple. As investor confidence grows from Bitcoin's move, people begin dipping their toes into ETH, even using their BTC profits to do so. Then comes the next step up on the risk ladder, large caps. Capital rotates into high cap altcoins like Solana, Avalanche, BNB, and others, and this is when you know alt season is close. These projects typically follow Ethereum's lead, and when they go parabolic, it's a strong indicator that altcoin interest is seriously building. Finally, that's when phase 4 hits, the coveted alt season. At this point, money is flooding everywhere, fundamentals become irrelevant, meme coins explode, and greed and FOMO hit peak levels. As of right now, we're still waiting on phase 2, Ethereum's breakout, which means we may still be much earlier than we thought. And that's just one part of the picture. The other part is where the real money is actually flowing, and it's not just into crypto tokens. It's also flowing into crypto-based stocks. The only 2 stocks I hold are Coinbase and MicroStrategy, and they've outperformed most of my crypto portfolio so far this run. Coinbase is up more than 150% from its local bottom, and MicroStrategy, which gives you direct leverage to Bitcoin, has gone absolutely parabolic. So here's the real question. Why are stocks like Coinbase and MicroStrategy pumping while most altcoins grind sideways? The answer is pretty simple. Big money is entering the space, but they're not interested in chasing random short coins with zero structure. Institutions want clarity and compliance, and as of now, stocks give them just that. That's the big dam holding back a river of institutional liquidity from flooding into crypto. But the good news is that we've been chipping away at that dam, and it's about to be Niagara Falls in this. The fine line between stocks and crypto is getting thinner every week, with new ETFs constantly being approved that let institutions invest in your favorite coins more easily. A while back, we saw the SEC approve a grayscale ETF that included BTC, ETH, Sol, XRP, and Cardano. That was the first time we've seen both Cardano and XRP available in a regulated spot ETF. That alone skyrocketed the chances of those coins getting their own dedicated ETFs in the near future. And if this pattern keeps up, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more altcoins opening up to TradFi investors through these ETFs. By the way, if you're finding any of this helpful or insightful and want to go deeper down the rabbit hole, you should consider joining me in the FireHustle VIP Discord. I'm in there every single day, talking to the community and working with my team to deliver top-tier crypto education, market updates, macro analysis, technical insights, portfolio strategies, and more. So check out the link in the description if you're interested. Now back to the video. We also had some massive bullish news from Coinbase earlier. They recently submitted an application to the SEC to register a special purpose broker deal. What does that even mean? Well, it would allow Coinbase to offer tokenized stocks on chain. This is a massive move that could completely change how traditional assets are traded. If approved, it would give Coinbase the green light to bring equities like Apple or Tesla to the blockchain, making them tradable 24/7 with instant settlement and lower fees. This isn't just more convenient, it's transformational. Coinbase is opening up global access to stocks, cutting the middlemen and bridging the gap between DeFi and traditional finance. And with the reputation Coinbase has built up over the years, I think they have a solid shot at pulling this off. Here's why it's bullish. If tokenized stocks become a reality on Coinbase, you're looking at trillions of dollars from traditional markets potentially flowing through blockchain infrastructure. That's a massive bridge between TradFi and DeFi. Second, it allows 24/7 stock trading for the first time ever. Ask yourself, what would a competitive hedge fund prefer? The old school market that's only open a few hours a day, or a global 24/7 market with instant settlement? It's also bullish because it's a sign that regulators are becoming way more crypto friendly. I think an idea like this would have been laughed at by the SEC during any of the last bull runs. Plus, if they greenlight this, it opens the door for other companies to follow. And it's a huge thumbs up for the RWA narrative as well. Oh, and a quick side note for all the crypto traders watching, I get asked all the time which exchange I use. Honestly, I don't rely on just one. There are too many hacks, outages, and weird issues to put all your trust into one single platform. Even Coinbase has had its moments. That's why I spread things out across more than 10 exchanges. And one of my main go-tos is WEEX. They've got insanely low fees and a super easy sign-up process. Just use your email and you can check out the link in the description for a special bonus. Now in other bullish news, we've seen some serious Bitcoin whales wake up recently. What do they know that we don't? Specifically, 8 Satoshi era Bitcoin wallets that were inactive for 14 years suddenly moved a total of $8.6 billion worth of Bitcoin. If I were to guess, this could have been an OTC sale to a serious buyer, but for now, it's just up to speculation. Either way, that's a big move. And finally, I had to bring this up. The one big, beautiful bill that just passed. If you haven't heard, this is a 900-page controversial bill signed on July 4th. For our interests, here are the parts of the bill that could end up being bullish for the crypto markets. First, the permanent 2017 tax cuts. These aim to lower individual taxes from 10 to 37% and business taxes by 20%. That means more money stays in people's pockets and more liquidity can flow into crypto. Next, the full business expense deduction. Businesses can now fully deduct equipment and R&D costs, boosting innovation and spending. And there are new tax breaks on tips and overtime as well. Basically, workers earning under $150,000 can deduct up to $25,000 in tips and $12,500 in overtime from their taxes until 2028. Anything that puts more money in the average person's pocket will end up being bullish for crypto, since a portion of that money will end up in the markets. And one more interesting bit, every child born in the US from 2025 to 2028 gets a tax-deferred savings account with a $1,000 government contribution. Parents, employers, or nonprofits can add up to $5,000 a year on top, and the funds grow tax-free until withdrawn. And I'm sure you realize by now that a ton of parents are going to end up investing a portion of these accounts on crypto. It could be huge. So to wrap this all up, what we're seeing right now is a market quietly setting the stage for something massive. Bitcoin has already made its move. Institutions are positioning through ETFs. Ethereum hasn't even started its real breakout yet. The signs are pointing to one thing: we're still early. The final chapters of this bull cycle are being written right now. And while most people are distracted, fearful, or sitting on the sidelines, the smartest capital is getting into position and liquidity is growing. At the end of the day, That's all that matters. And that's all, folks. Remember, just because I cover certain projects or strategies in my videos doesn't mean you should just blindly invest in it or use it as a suggestion. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risk before making any investment decisions. If you're interested in the projects I'm watching closely, then come and join me in the FireHustle VIP Discord. The link is in the description below. And if you have any suggestions on videos I should make in the future, then drop a comment below. And if you want more videos like this, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.